for me, I look at everything differently to how many people look at things, you know. Everything I see is an opportunity to create, bring a solution, fix. Maybe something is already alright. So I never look at something and think always me. I'm always me. But the idea is to look at everyone and see what they lack. And when you see what they lack, with your best ability, you create what they need. So you create that need, that solutions. That's what I'm about. So when I look at a gardener, someone will say, a garden boy is low skill, it's this, it's that. Maybe someone did not qualify in school. Maybe someone did not get a certificate, degree. But that does not mean that person is stupid. Now, when I look at a gardener, I look at agriculture. I'm farming. A gardener can actually make use of such skills. So a lot of people on a low quality skill, if I look at all the Zimbabweans fighting with, say, the South African brothers and sisters, I just see people who can be in business together. They were not taught, they don't know that, we know that, but you can learn. Because most of the Zimbabweans have got land, as some of our South African brothers have got land back home, in the rural. So with that land, what can be done? In Zim, what can be done? Visiting each other. Technically, the garden boys can be our agricultural people in the future, because they're already touching the soil, dealing with stuff. So I can get a few garden boys and put them in my farm, for example, and it will be a success because they're already dealing with something they know. All I'll have to do is put further skills into what they are about and make them understand a certain plan, structure. That's how you create jobs. So when people look at creating a job or a gardener is very important. Have you been to, say, beautiful wine estates, hotels, guest houses? You know, you go, you're taking pictures, oh, that look good. It's garden boys who are doing such a great job. You know, it's landscaping of a different level. So we have to respect. So as Africans, I mean, we have to start to look at these jobs as not just low-skill jobs. Because Europeans, I know, who are gardeners in Europe, they're taking trips around the world. So that means that we as Africans, we can create a system that can pay these gardeners on a level that they can produce not only in a garden, but they can produce, mass produce. Like in Zim, the prisoners, they technically produce food for the country indirectly. So you gotta work. You can't just go to a prison and just sit there. Now, Zim gets the prisoners to work a bit. So a garden boy to me is someone who can be important. A housemaid, I see decoration and cosmetics. You know, you come into your house, everything is spanking and looks beautiful. You know, so a maid have got that touch that makes things look beautiful, smell beautiful, feel beautiful. So again, I can just do the same as I would do with the gardeners. Or create maybe just, like a lot of people have got these services whereby you can call a maid, blah, blah. There's a lot of opportunities for people to do. But the thing is, do you want to be the person who create the solution to call the maid and get things done, or do you want to be the person who gets called? It's all up to everybody's choice. The waiters. I think it's now, 17 years ago. I waited for like a year. I was like, nah, it's not my thing. But one thing you know as a waiter you learn is you are a product or brand mover. You are an influencer for such a brand. You know, so if you are at the Spur, for example, I was at the Spur Ranges, you know, you're representing the brand. If you're at the Ocean Basket, you know, you're representing the brand. So what you do, who you are, how you talk, It's part of what you're trying to sell. So when you look at a waiter, they move a lot of wine, they move a lot of booze in the club. For those who are drinking there, they move a lot of food. They sell you a bunch of stuff. Why? Because they are salesmen. For those who know actually how to do this job correctly, so they are influencers of a brand. So there has to be respect for themselves and for others to understand what is really this is about. So a waiter is actually someone who can take this further. And you don't have to waiter all the time. So if you understand that you got unique talents, to be a waiter you have to technically memorize menus, blah blah blah. In hotels that are 5-star, those type of places, the menus are kind of complicated. The way you behave, deal with the clients, depending on the type of clients you're dealing with, there's elite levels to the clientele. So then the type of service is different. So the waiters are actually, they move your product. They move whatever it is. So for us to have economics in this Africa, in this world, we need everybody to be actually working hard in whatever it is that they are good at. General cleaners, okay, so it's just someone who's like, I don't know, but I can just do something, anything. That's humanities. As long as they're good people, as long as they can be trained and directed and shown a path which they can follow to their own good and be great, why not do it? So I see a lot of opportunities where people don't see that. Restructure our own destiny. That's what I'm about. I was a kid who saw I grew up and all my role models were people who had nothing to do with me, or Africa for that matter. So then my whole life I wanted to change that. The next best thing that was to maybe what I do would be Strive Masio, but I've never seen Strive Masio in the lab opening a cell phone or doing something like that. So I needed to take this on a different level to actually show African kids, like, you don't just have to talk about it, you can actually go about doing a lot of things. So when I'm not here, which I actually can't be here all the time at all, I can't afford to sit here all the time and talk like this, because I got a lot of work. That is literally like a lot of work, and I appreciate that. We gotta solve, bring solutions, make things beautiful and correct. So I'll touch up. This was supposed to be just 2 things, but now it looks like it may be 3. But yeah, I'll finish up with all these people that are being said, the gardener, being an agricultural type of person, the housemaid, decorations, cosmetics, waiters, product or brand movers, influencers, general cleaners, humanities. This is what Africa needs to fix itself. We need love, we need to bring humanities, we need to bring more of that Ubuntu that people don't want to speak about. We need to bring more of that togetherness that people don't want to speak about. We don't want to have to strain one another to get to the vision. We got to work hard for one another. That's how we create a world that you say you want, the world that I say I want, and for our people. For me, all our people are important, multiracial, that's how I move, that's how I was born, that's how I was brought out to be. Liberty, that's the name they gave me since I was born, so that means I have to be free as you have to be free. So we move together as a one unit. You find that we're beautiful. What I do, what you do, you do. We combine that, the success. So we gotta keep going. I got 2 more chapters for y'all, then I gotta